Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and I'm making this video because I am tired of the disrespect. Now let's get this straight. A lot of people got recency biased, a lot of people got nostalgic biased, and it's starting to irk my nerve. All of a sudden, I'm starting looking at these MCU villain rankings, and all of a sudden you got people talking about some shit like Wenwu is the best MCU villain. Love Wenwu. He's in the top 5. He bumped out somebody, I don't know who, but he's in the top 5. And then you got people like, oh, Willem Dafoe as Doc Ock. I mean, not as Doc Ock, oops. As the Green Goblin. He's probably the best villain in the MCU. And I'm just like, well, hold up, time out, hold up, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I don't mean to be this dude. And I might get some hate for this. I don't know why I would, but I might. Thanos is still the best villain in the MCU. I'm sorry. Ain't nobody done anything to make me think that he still ain't the best villain in the MCU. The dude was awesome. Did we just forget about the $2 billion movies that were headlined by him? Thanos was the main protagonist. Crazy. Was the main protagonist of Infinity War. The man almost had an hour of screen time. Man had more screen time than Robert Downey Jr. He was the main protagonist of Infinity War. The dude was not only intimidating, he was badass, he was complicated, he was, I mean, like, honestly, Thanos is Kingpin times 18. Kingpin owns New York. Thanos was a fucking galaxy conqueror. Kingpin's got a relationship with Maya. Thanos had a relationship with Gamora and Nebula. Like, I mean, so much in the CGI work. I will say this, and people, I don't think Marvel gets enough credit. It's not brought up a lot. It wasn't even brought up at the time. I thought Infinity War was snubbed. The Thanos CGI was so good. I remember watching Infinity War for the first time. And there are moments in that film, I forget that Josh Brolin isn't there. Like, there are moments watching that movie where I forget that that's a CGI character because the CGI on Thanos is so fucking good. I mean, the dude's got stubble, he's got pores, the light hits him, I'm like, yo, this is insane. Like, the CGI on Thanos was insane. And like, the Russos said they were trying to make a Darth Vader level villain. They did that. He was intimidating, he was complex, he had a multitude of emotions. You believed it hurt him to kill Gamora. I mean, he had some whole, like I remember, I think someone, he had this whole Shakespearean, like, thing going. Like, Thanos, to me, isn't just one of the best MCU villains of all time. He's one of the best villains of all time. Like, just everything about him, the complexity to him, on every single layer, on every single level, Thanos is the best MCU villain. I don't think they've actually made a villain that's even close to him in terms of the levels he was working on, and plus, it's just the fact that he's a CGI creation that is so well defined, that's so well done. And honestly, I sometimes find myself missing Josh Brolin's Thanos. I do. Now, I'm just gonna let you know right now, they're gonna find some way to get him back. Like, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know how they're gonna go about it. Josh Brolin's coming back to play Thanos. Because Thanos was just such a big deal. Like, an entire generation of children remember Thanos killing off half of the Avengers. And I remember leaving a movie theater with weeping children. Do you know any MCU film that's ever done that? I left a movie theater and there was like 10, 12 weeping children, half of them, like, we hate you, Thanos, we hate you. That's the kind of reaction this man was getting. I mean, the whole Thanos is right meme. Thanos is such a big deal that if you type in Thanos in Google, an Infinity Gauntlet will come up that will erase half of your search. Like, That is how big of a deal Thanos had become. Thanos literally went from 0 to this real fucking quick. He, like, honestly, he's neck and neck with Heath Ledger's Joker. To me, it's Heath Ledger's Joker and Thanos like this. There ain't nobody else that, like, I love a lot of the villains in the MCU. Love Killmonger. Love Winwu. Loved OG Loki. You know, I dig a lot of the villains in the MCU. I really do. There are a lot of them that are very good. I thought Willem Dafoe was awesome in No Way Home. I think Adrian Toomes is awesome. Mysterio was awesome. There are some awesome villains in the MCU. None of them just come to the same scale as Thanos. The same scale. The level of Shakespearean complexity with that dude. Like, I mean, his scenes with Gamora alone were just so tasty and yummy. And you believe him. He's a man with conviction. He's a man who has other people behind him, behind his convictions. He's a man who can legit go toe-to-toe with every single Avenger. Like, everything about Thanos is on lock. And I wanted to make this video just to remind people. Because people have, like I said, people, like, right now, it's a weird time. Especially with No Way Home that just came out. Yeah, motherfuckers talking about Amazing Spider-Man 2 actually wasn't that bad. Like, who? Wait, what? What? Starting to make me have flashbacks to the people telling me the prequels were actually great. No, they fucking weren't. You just don't like what you get now, so now all of a sudden you know, oh, well, actually, in hindsight, no. So you got motherfuckers coming out like, oh, man, Andrew and Amazing Spider-Man, they should bring it back. You motherfuckers weren't saying that months ago before this whole thing happened. Talk about a year ago. Like, I don't know, after Far From Home came out, were you guys saying that? No, you fucking won't. So there's a lot of people with recency bias and nostalgia biased. And I don't got that going on. I rate everything as it comes, and I do not hold on to nostalgia. That's why I don't really have any like, once you take away the nostalgia, once you take away your childhood nostalgia for those old Spider-Man movies, you will start to feel, you will very quickly start to cut out a lot of things that you remember being fondly about those films. And for me personally, I don't forget. I can't forget the feeling that Thanos gave. I remember walking out of that movie and being like, and Seth, my friend Seth, he was just on here the other day, looking at Seth and like, that not only was that might be one of the best villains I've ever seen, I don't know what the fuck DC's gonna do with Darkseid, because like they can't, because like Darkseid's like Thanos and Darkseid's a lot more by the book. You know, he wants the anti-life equation, and you know he's evil. You know, but I always figured that DC, if DC was ever gonna do Darkseid, they were trying to make him a tad bit more complex than just being evil. They'd give him a reason for wanting the anti-life. No, is it the anti-life equation? I can't remember. I'm not always so diverse in DC. They give him a reason for wanting the life equation. They maybe give him a little bit more humanity. I always envisioned they would play him a lot like Marvel played Thanos in Infinity War. Legit. Like, I always thought they would play him like a complex, threatening guy, but there was actually more to him than just evil. But after that, I was like, well, I'm not sure how else they can play him other than just evil. Like, I mean, that still works. But, like, I'm not sure how else you can do it. Like, what else you're gonna do? Like, and I just, like, oh, man, I miss Thanos. I really do. Like, I miss that fucking character, dude. Like, I'm just enthralled. Sometimes I just watch Infinity War just to see him, dude. He's so interesting. He's so fascinating. The CGI work, the actor Josh Brolin killing it. Like, I mean, if there was ever a time for the Oscars to think about giving out awards for motion capture, oh, that would have been the time, because it was just so fucking awesome. To this day, it's the greatest CGI. It's the greatest. I know there's some other great CGI. You know, contrary to popular belief, CGI is actually in most movies. It's just small stuff. Like in certain films, it's just like background shit. It's just like, oh, we don't want the sun to be right here for this shot, so it's like, oh, we want the moon on this side, or oh, it's too cloudy. We're gonna edit the clouds out. It's shit like that. Or this thing should be like this. Now we'll just CGI it in. It's little stuff like that in films, or you know, big stuff, but big stuff that is real stuff. So they they make it look so real that you don't even think about it. But an outward CGI effect that we all know is CGI, I've never seen anything better than the Thanos CGI. It was just so miraculous, and the character and everything about him was great. So I am here to come and defend my boy Thanos. With all these people talking, with all these people with this recency bias shit, don't forget, the man was here 2 years ago? 2 years ago. And 3 years ago. Alright? Just because he's dead doesn't mean he's still not the man, okay? For some reason, people don't do that to Heath Ledger's Joker. I don't know why, but Thanos is awesome, and don't forget it. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Thank you for joining... I'm about to repeat myself. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.